Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to something that's a little bit different than normal, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The 2021 Draft Slot Draft Order. That's a little bit of a mouthful. So, for those of you who weren't glued into the Slack all day today, we had a draft. We had the official votes, and one of the voting issues was should we turn the draft order into a draft of itself? And we had 9 votes that said yes, so we're officially doing it per our voting rules. And the way this is going to work is just like normal. I'm going to pull my 14 names out of my Buckos hat here. But instead of that 14 being the order of the actual draft for the season, that will be the order in which we will draft our draft slots for the year. So the first person will have their pick of whatever pick that they would like in the draft, whether it be pick 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down to 14, and so on and so forth. So only one person won't get to pick their draft slot. But everybody has an equal chance of being that person, and all of the picks, theoretically, in a snake draft are relatively even. I think in the future it would definitely be worth, for next year, debating, like, weighting the like ping pong balls so that those who finished very poorly the previous season may have slightly more chance of getting an early draft slot selection. If this is something that we continue to do. But that's a conversation for another time. For now, we're going to have some fun. First of all, cheers to everybody. Got my favorite beverage here. Delicious. The way this is going to work, I showed you I have my Buckos hat here. It has 14 pieces of paper inside of it. Each piece of paper is a 2x2 square with a name on it, and it's folded twice. So they're all the exact same size. Within the hat. Let me just get something out to write on because I am, of course, unprepared. And we'll kick it off here. So, maybe a little less exciting than usual because we won't know our slots, but still exciting. Alright. First selection in the draft slot order draft, Andrew. Second selection in the draft slot order draft, Isaac. I don't know if it'll be good to get him out of the way early or it'll just completely derail this process. Who knows? Third selection will go to myself. Relatively happy about that. I feel like the last couple years I've come out of this hat super late. Alright, fourth selection will go to Mr. Ed. Fifth selection will go to Keegan. Sixth selection, James. Apologies for my horrible handwriting. I couldn't even read that at first when I pulled it out. I don't know how I'm expecting any of you to read it. Seventh selection, Josh. Eighth selection in the draft slot order draft will go to William. Ninth pick in the draft slot order draft will go to Ross. Almost done here. 10th slot In the draft slot order draft, we'll go to Alex. So who do we still have in there? Tim, Finer, Arjun. Can't think of the last one. I'll probably end up pulling that person out right here. I did. That's hilarious. Jack. Otherwise known as the Superior Hackney. That was 11th. Matt will go 11th. 12th will be Finer. 13th will be Tim. And that means, unfortunately, the only person that will not get to select their draft slot this year will be Mr. June. Who knows? I will say we've done this in fantasy football league that I'm part of the last couple years, and I have had second to last or last selection, and I've ended up exactly where I wanted to be. So you never know what will happen. So I'm going to post this video on the Slack, just some basic instructions. I'll ping the first person who's on the clock in a few minutes. That way they have a chance to potentially watch the video. But we're not going to be super crazy about people getting their selections in. I understand maybe some people haven't done a significant amount of research yet. And this happened relatively quickly with the vote today to make a drastic change. So we're going to give people some time to make selections on this. I guess the hope of maybe being done in the next 3, 4, 5 days, depending on how fast everybody is. That way everybody will know where they're going in the draft, and we can really get draft prep season started in earnest. Before I go, I appreciate everybody's effort with the votes today. I was very happy with how they turned out. I think we made some good changes. And I'm really excited for this season. I don't think COVID's going to keep us down, or at least it's not going to kill us like it did last year potentially. So yeah, cheers to everybody, and good luck this season.